Hello, my name's Jocelyn, and today I'm going to be role playing as an outpatient therapist. My client is Jessica, and she's a 29-year-old living alone in Portland, Oregon. She is single and she has a dog, and the client has been previously diagnosed with depression. And she's seeking therapy because she's noticed an uptick in some of her symptoms, such as difficulty getting out of bed, um, being active, negative self-image, and binge drinking. So I will be using SFBT, which is solution focused brief therapy. And I'll be using SFBT techniques such as miracle questions, exception questions, and scaling questions. And we will be targeting symptom reduction through finding what the client is already doing positively or their existing skills and promoting those through goal building. And I will evaluate the client via the Beck Depression Inventory, and I will give that to her our first session, and then I will give it to her throughout our other sessions. Then I'll also use scaling questions every session to track changes in her behavior and her depression. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Good. So, what brings you here today?
I just feel like I've been spiraling into just depression, and I've had it before, and I just wanted to get some guidance on tools I can use to kind of help myself out of that.
Okay, great. What are some of the symptoms that you're experiencing?
So with symptoms, I feel like it's just really hard for me to get out of bed in the morning. And it's just like doing the little things, like being able to get out of bed and hang out with my dog and make plans with friends. It's like I'm always just canceling or not walking my dog and um yeah, just having a hard time doing anything.
Mhm.
And I feel like I've probably just been drinking too much as well.
Okay. And I'll be taking notes throughout the session, but that's just to keep track of stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so on days that you can get out of bed in the morning, what does that look like?
I feel like when I can get out of bed and feel good about myself and have a productive day
Mhm.
and take my dog on a walk and get outside and get fresh air, that always helps me so much. And a good day is following through with friends and spending time with people that make me happy and make me feel loved. And yeah, just those little things.
Mhm. Okay. So spending time with friends, walking dog, that's on a day when you're able to get out of bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you say how often do you have days where you feel like you can get out of bed?
A scale of 1 to 10, I would say somewhere in maybe a 6 or 7.
Okay.
Right. Is 10 I can't get out of bed, or is 1 I can't get out of bed?
So sorry. So one is I cannot get out of bed any days.
Oh,
10 is I
I
can
would
get out
say,
of bed every day.
okay. I would say more like 4 then.
Okay. And then you mentioned drinking and how do you drink when you're feeling good and you're not feeling depressed?
Yeah. I feel like I can just have a couple of drinks with friends, go out and have one or two and not drink to get drunk and just drink to celebrate something or every once in a while. Um and I never feel terrible the next day. It's yeah.
Okay, great. And then what about your drinking behaviors has been concerning to you? Because you did mention that.
Yeah. I feel like Um, Sometimes like when I am feeling depressed, I use drinking as like something to like self-medicate in a way.
Mhm.
So I feel like when I go out and I binge drink, and I like drink to get really drunk and like forget things and just feel better about myself, then that feels detrimental. And like the next morning, I always just have so much anxiety, which then like spirals into depression. So I feel like, yeah, it's like it's one or the other. It's like nowhere in between for me.
Okay. So on a scale of 1 to 10, one being you're going out to have 1 or 2 drinks with friends, and the next morning you're waking up and feeling good. 10 being you're binge drinking, you're waking up feeling really anxious, you're drinking to run away from something.
Yeah.
On that scale,
I
how
would,
often do you think you're just getting 1 to 2 drinks versus binge drinking?
I would say probably like a 7.
Okay. So 7 for binge drinking. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And in a perfect world, if you weren't depressed, what other behaviors would you do? You mentioned walking your dog, spending time with friends.
Yeah. I feel like just going on a walk, my mental health is always so much better when I get back from it, even though like it's so hard to go and do sometimes. Um, so I feel like that's like one of the number one things that like makes me happy is going for like a long walk outside and just kind of having time to like in my with my thoughts and like listen to music and just like kind of recharge my battery.
Okay, great. And you mentioned you have a dog. Do you bring your dog in your walk?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. She
Okay,
loves
great.
it.
Yeah, I bet. Okay. So, any other behaviors in a miracle world where you're not depressed? What do you think you'd be
A
doing?
miracle world. I think like just being productive and like people take it for granted, like the little things that they can like get up and do and get done. And like sometimes I just don't want to do anything. So I think in a miracle world, it's like just having that list of things that like make me feel like a productive human and
Mhm.
being able to do that. So like just doing the productive things. And then I think also like journaling helps like just understand like why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling.
Mhm. Okay, great. So, what do you think? Do you think like going on a walk and journaling are those behaviors that you want to pursue? Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
I would
Okay.
say like the three things would be like walking, journaling, and like trying to drink um less, I guess.
Okay. So, I think those should be our goals then that we're working towards. Because it seems like on those days where you're not feeling depressed, those are the behaviors that you're exhibiting: walking, journaling, having 1 to 2 drinks socially. So it sounds like some goals that we could set for positive behaviors that you like to do when you're not depressed are walking, journaling, and having like 1 to 2 drinks that
Yeah.
are social. Do you think
Yeah.
those are feasible goals that you could try to do maybe once or twice a week?
Yeah, I think those are a good start for me.
Okay, great. And we could do different ones like walking. What is your goal for walking? How many times do you want to walk every week? It could be one, it could be 20 times a week, up to you.
Yeah.
And
I
we can
think
start
like
small and build up.
I think 3 times a week would be reasonable.
Okay, great. And what about journaling? Again, you can start really small.
Maybe twice a week.
Okay, great. And then when do you want to practice drinking habits that are more positive for you, like having 1 to 2 drinks a week?
Yeah. Mm,
You say that, I think you mentioned earlier that you drink when you go out to on weekends. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So do you want to try that once a weekend or
Yeah, maybe instead of going out 2 nights on a weekend, I'll just go out one night and try to drink lighter, like
so what does drinking lighter look like to you?
maybe like start easy and say like maximum 3 drinks.
Okay. Okay. So right now our goals are walking 3 times a week, journaling 2 times a week, and then once a week going out and having a maximum of 3 drinks.
Okay.
Okay, great. And then if that seems to be too much, it's hard for you to attain every week, we'll scale it back and we could just do walking once a week or journaling once. And we'll see. I want to check in for our next session and see how you're feeling then.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you a questionnaire. It's called the Beck Depression Inventory. And so this is just gonna take a quick look at where your depression is right now. And then I'll give it to you next week again, just to track it.
Okay.
All right. Is there anything else that you want to talk about? Any other behaviors or things that are on your mind?
I feel like that's it for right now that I can think of.
Mhm. Okay, great. Well, I will see you next session then.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, bye.
Bye.